best not miss. Mic check, 1, 2. What is this? The 6'3" assassin with the roughneck business. I float like gravity. Never had a what? You already know. Shout out to all of my people, my day ones and my stay ones, definitely in the building. What's good? What's good? All of my peoples. Yeah, I know we got a hot one. You know we got a troublemaker on deck, right? 1,000 apologies for being late, people. The software streaming program decided that it needed to remind me we hadn't handled our business with our subscription, right? Listen, I'm going to tell you guys what I really, boom, 1, boom, 2, what I really dig about this show. Because sometimes it can be funny. We know sometimes there can be some humor associated with the show, right? But everything that we tackle, you know what? We might as well get ready too. Everything that we tackle is also addressing very critical issues. Like we're talking about the issues that are decapitating people in society today. And if we're going to be honest, let's say it what it is. The women. We're talking about issues that are decapitating them. We're hearing all over social media. We're hearing it in our family, right? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. We're hearing it in our family. We're hearing it all throughout society. People are struggling with this concept, right? People are struggling getting locked down. People are struggling with the notion that they don't have as much time as they think that they had. You guys are playing games. Lovelace is definitely in the building. Shout out to all of my people, my day ones, my stay ones, and my inner circle up in this situation. Yeah, it's a big thing right now. To men, because we are logical creatures, to men, we don't understand why they don't see this, right? When you're lit, when you're fire, when people are after you. When people are after you, when you have your pick of women, when you have your pick of men, these are the times that you want to play games, right? These are the times where you want to take, it's like when a guy gets a new car, things like that. He's out there, he's handling his business, hitting the blocks, splurging, letting everybody know, you know I'm that guy, right? Well, women do the same thing. Women do the same thing. Only women can't afford to do it. When women do it, they decimate themselves. They play games with the best years of their lives, thinking that they have more time than they have, and they don't. Listen, I want you guys to see this. You don't. You do not have the time that you would like to portray that you have. And it becomes more and more evident. It becomes more and more evident throughout the dating process. So I'm going to say this off the top of my head really quick. How come you guys don't know that you're waiting till your dating value is low and asking men to pick you over the showroom floor model? You know what? What I have also come to understand is we do. Okay, I take that back. We do have some ladies on our YouTube. We do. I'm not going to lie about that. But I do want to say this. How are you guys? No, we're not going to bring anybody up just yet. But I would like about 10 women to let us know. How don't you guys know that that's what you're doing? How don't you know that that's what you're doing? And if it's apparent that we're catching you not know this, are you ever going to learn? Is it ever going to change? right? We're not even talking about something that happened this year. We're talking about generations. You guys have been losing for generations. Kind of crazy to us. It's kind of crazy. Because the part that's crazy to us is you can win. You can win because you come out with the almighty vajaja, right? You can win because even your youthful beauty is very valuable to men. It's very valuable. So if you come out equipped with the tools that you need to win, how aren't you winning? Hell of a question. Men have to build our tools. We have to build our tools. And we have to develop the skill sets to build them. We don't come out valuable. Men do not come out valuable. When men come into this world from the time that we are youngins, right? From the time that we are youngins, we have to start figuring out what we can do to be useful to the world, or the world will chew us up and spit us out. And I want to know, did anybody know that? Did you know? You guys, I think you guys look at us like, he just got a Tonka truck. Him and his homeboys, his young friends are in the front yard playing and this and that. No, that's not playtime for us. Even when you see us out there with our Tonka trucks, with a couple of our kindergarten friends playing in the yard, things like that, guess what? It is even at that time, we have to start figuring out how we're going to be useful to the world. Because when men aren't useful to the world what do you guys call it? The world mollywops us. It does. The world mollywops us when we don't establish our value. It dog walks us. Listen, how do you guys think all of these men are getting played left so strong? Was that yesterday's show? Was it? I think yesterday's show we did talk about that a little bit. No, that was day before yesterday's show. We were talking about all of these men finding out children aren't theirs. This is what I'm telling you. When men don't perform, we get played at the highest level of the game. And what I mean by that, I'm talking about things that it took you 40 years to build. Do you know what retirement age is? Retirement age is you typically have to work around 40 years to amass this, and that. And it's only a few things. It's not going to be a great deal of things. It's going to be, hopefully it's going to be a house. Hopefully you were responsible. Hopefully you were stingy enough with your paychecks, stingy enough to yourself to not go out and buy some of the luxuries that we all typically want in life, right? Hopefully you were smart enough to be stingy and not be going on as many vacations throughout the year, right? Because if you weren't smart enough to be withholding some of those pleasures from yourself while you were working, here's the crazy part. You won't have much when you retire. And then somebody's going to take half of that? This is what I'm telling you guys. Let's get TikTok going. We're going to set this thing off tonight. Let's get it going. Love Lace definitely in the building, always rocking with us with the Cash App up in this mother. I think we're going to keep that there for a moment. I appreciate you, LL. What was I about to do? Oh. Listen, people, we definitely need to up our show sponsorship because the same people have been supporting the show. Rock with us like we rock with you. Let us know that you know this is the hottest show online. Now, if I'm lying, if this isn't the hottest show online, don't worry about it. Don't even rock with us, right? But if you know you can't honestly say that, then rock with us like we rock with you. TikTok, let's go. You know what it is. We got Ether definitely in the building. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it if we're going to do it. And I think what a lot of men want to know is, how do you ladies keep falling for this? And we're going to talk about it tonight. Something that a lot of folks don't want to hear. because reality hits harder than compliments. Some of you spent your entire prime running from good men and running towards chaos. You know that everything you're hearing so far is true. A lot of you spent your entire prime, and for those of you who don't know what a prime is, it's your best years. It's when your stomach is flat, right? It's when your skin is tight. Speaking of which, let's get this right. You know, the more we do this show, and as I listen when we're doing this show on TikTok, y'all not gonna play with us like this. Let's get it going. The more we do this show, I gain small portions of empathy for women, because as I'm speaking up here, as I'm doing the research for these shows, once I get up here and I speak them, I hear things in my ears. And as I hear them, it sounds like a father to me, right? And in my head, Stacks definitely in the building, rocking with us, supporting the show with the Cash App. As I'm hearing these things, I understand these things that I'm speaking so fluently, a lot of these women have never heard, because this type of conversation comes by way of a father. Why do you think we get on you guys so tough about stop producing these bastard children? It's unfortunate that you... No, okay, listen. Hey, listen, the hell with this. You guys got us bent. Yeah, we don't play like that over here. We'll get rid of it then. Yeah, you gotta be damn crazy. I'll keep the entire TikTok off. It's too much effort goes into this show. Listen, it's very unfortunate that you didn't have your father in your life. But that is what it is. That ship has sailed, right? What our thing is to get you to stop repeating the cycle. This stuff that we say, we know it's factual information. We know it. Men know it. Even men, in a lot of cases, who were raised without the nurturing that they needed from a father, due to us being equipped with logic, we still know. We still kind of know. A lot of you ladies, shout out to my people over here. Phil definitely in the building supporting the show. Dropping bombs over here with the $10 Cash App. Oh, what's going on now? I think, oh, there it is. That's what's going on. Shout out to my... That's what I'm talking about. We do, though, however, expect you guys to know. But you know what? I don't know. Some of you probably saw that clip that we posted this morning where the woman, you know what, I take it back. When you look at some of the content we post, then it is arguable. Well, maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know. I'll say it like this. In the event you don't, it is very unfortunate that you don't realize that a lot of you spent your entire prime, your best years, when your boobs were the perkiest, when you hadn't dropped any men's kids, when your stomach was the flattest, when your face skin was the tightest, when your features were the boldest, when your hair was the healthiest, when your mind was the healthiest, when you hadn't been contaminated yet due to bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship. Those amazing years right there, you don't say, I'm very valuable right now. And while I'm very valuable, let me go to the Amazon Amazing Man store and get the most valuable men to pay attention to me and be willing to select me for the long term while I am this valuable. You don't do that. You run towards chaos. And now that the chaos is gone, the men are gone, all that's left is denial and expired expectations. You can get mad. You can get triggered right now. You can type essays down in the chat telling me what all I can suck and how many different men I like. But the truth is still the truth. Your feelings do not change facts. They just change your mood. So buckle up, people. We're not sugarcoating the damn thing. Nothing but turbulence. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I see my people starting already. Hey, Brent said 45 years old and still talking about my dad never told me. But, you know, that is unfortunate. But what trips us out is you know every damn thing else. You know black women the most educated. You know you independent and don't need no man. You know when it's time to crack your legs open. See, that's the part that gets us. How much you know that you want to throw in our face, but when it comes to the serious life issues, you play stupid with us. And it's hard for us to comprehend it. My people said, 45 years old, still talking about my dad never told me. You moved out of his house at 18. So almost three decades ago, and nobody told you it was better to marry before you carry. Listen, I'm going to be real with you. There's no need in prolonging this thing here. We're going to go ahead and get into it.
By the power vested in me, it is with delight and honor to pronounce you husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Parents, you may now kiss your bride.
My gosh, how the hell did that just happen? I could really go off right now. Listen, my people probably didn't hear this, so I'm going to replay this.
By the power vested in me, it is with delight and honor to pronounce you husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Parents, you may now kiss your bride.
Terrence J. and Michaela Sultan marry in lavish Dubai ceremony. And for those of you who didn't know, she's 25 years old. And any of you who are on social media often, you know this is not an isolated incident. This is what's taking place. Yeah, we got more clips coming. In an aspect, I can honestly say that I feel bad for these women. Because you stepped in quicksand. A lot of you were misled to believe hold on, who was that? Shout out to ZF in the building, supporting the show over here on TikTok. CBT. turn that down. That's doing a little too much right there. That's doing a little bit too much. Why the hell is this happening? Okay, I guess I needed to do that. But you guys should know that this is not an isolated incident. This is taking place actually quite often. It's taking place quite often. What is the guy's name? Now, I don't know. They're suggesting that he went a little too young. He was with, was it, no, not B2K. I forget who he was, but I'm just telling you guys now. Those of you who didn't know better than playing games with your dating value when you were younger, you might not even rebound. When you were young, you weren't finding yourself. You were just avoiding accountability. You weren't not ready. You were just busy entertaining men who didn't respect you, right? But nonetheless, they might have been more fun, but didn't respect you and didn't even value you enough to even semi-lock you down. And now you expect commitment from other men in society who watched you ignore commitment when you had the most leverage, when you had the most dating value, when your boobs were still perky, when you didn't have any children, when your stomach was still flat, when your complexion was still fair, when your hair was still healthy, right? When your attitude was still feminine because you hadn't been through bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship, when your body count wasn't so high. Now, you want to look at men in society like they're not shit because the good men in society are not selecting you. You even go so far as to saying that there are no good men. No, what it is the good men can see layered after layered after layered on top of you what you can't see. It's called dating damage, people. A lot of you guys don't know that men can see dating damage. We can see dating damage. We can smell it and we can feel it. Don't believe me? Fellas down in the chats, give me a fireball and a 100 if what I just said is legit. Give me a thumbs down and a hell no if I'm lying. Men can smell on you. We can feel on you. And we can see on you when you've been out there playing on the dating highway for too long, when you've had too much sex. We can feel it. We can smell it on you. We can see it on you. We can sense it. We know when you've been getting down. Trust and believe. And you don't have to believe me. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Listen. Laugh a Better Life said you can literally feel the desperation when they hug you. Look at my people over here. Look at my people over here. I'm telling you. But there's something inside of you guys that persuades you to believe men are dumb or something like that. Listen, I'm telling you right now, we know who we're dealing with on the first date. We can hear it in your voice. We can hear how much damage has occurred to you in your life through your voice. We can see it in your temper, what things annoy you and what things don't annoy you. We even look at how you treat the waiter or the waitress. Now, had you been smart enough to latch on to a man for a long-term relationship, and a man, I often tell women that they should date 10 years older than themselves. Because imagine what the real Stacey Prince is saying right now to you. Imagine if you had a man who was 35 when you were 28 or when you were 25 telling you this. If that relationship with that 35-year-old man hadn't worked, when you hit that dating highway again, you would have been fully equipped and leveled up intellectually so that the next relationships you got into, you didn't step in the bear traps that a lot of you stepped into. That's why a lot of you went relationship after. There weren't even relationships. A lot of you just got smashed out there, right? It's not that you couldn't choose better. You just didn't want to. Options, so many overwhelming options made you arrogant. Attention made you delusional. And validation made you blind. Listen, you think we don't know what you're going through? Those of us who have experienced popularity in the dating sphere, we know what it's like when we pull up and all eyes shift towards you. We know what it's like when you walk in the club and big dog, and this is what you're getting from everybody as you walk in. It feels good. It does. We know what it's like when women are giving you attention because they've either heard of who you are and how you get down, or they just see it and they feel it. Right? We know what it's like. Oh, and it feels good. But men are wired differently. Although that feels good, we know we have to start preparing for our future. We know we have to start making ourselves valuable to the world. Because if men play around too long, the world will not accept us. You guys come out of the vahoo-hoo with dating value. You come out of the vahoo-hoo with dating value. Men have to start building what the world inside of us, what the world will accept. Right? So we know, although the girls are on our tip and right? We know we can't relish in that. We have to start building something. We have to start being a part of something that is successful, right? We have to be a part of something that will establish to the world who we are. Because that is where our value comes from. Our value comes from our reputations and our resources. So we don't have the luxury of playing as long as you guys do. But listen. Turbulence, people. A lot of you are finding out now. You didn't have those luxuries either.
Dead man walking.
We can tell you guys step by step how you ended up in the later years of your life, even in your 30s, having a very tough time getting someone to lock you down. Listen, those of you on TikTok, all you got to do is look. Listen, those of you on YouTube, all you got to do is look. That's how it happened. See, when you were on the left, you were playing games. You were enjoying the chaos and the excitement, eating it up. Phone blowing up like a D-boy. When our phone is blowing up, hey man, can you swing through? I got about 1,100. When your phones was blowing up, hey, I'm talking about going to Cancun for the weekend. You want to go? Oh, and you're eating it up. But guess what else is moving right along with you? That clock. Again, it's not that you couldn't choose better. You just didn't want to. All of the endless options that you had made you arrogant. I tell people this about women, and Lord God up in heaven above forbid that we're talking about above average looking woman, a 6 and higher. I tell people that even an average looking woman, the only thing that is comparable to the amount of attention that they get is movie stars and celebrities. Somebody tell me that women do not get the same attention that movie stars and celebrities get. You can't really even walk out in public without them getting attention from other people. Oh my gosh, don't let those boobs be voluptuous. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't let that, what do they call it? Don't let that summer dress be hugging that body correctly. She doesn't even have to be attractive. Let that summer dress be hugging that body. And she doesn't even have to have a banging body. All she has to do is not be fat. And even if she's fat, somebody's still gonna look at her and say, yeah, but I still know what she got between her legs. And it's hypnotizing to women. It's hypnotizing. It's a spell that they don't know how to break out of. You guys, it's crazy. Ironically, I've been bringing this up yet. I actually might implement this into my show. You guys remember Nightmare on Elm Street? You guys remember that sometimes when they were trying to get a hold of Freddy so they can do him in or whatever, they would have somebody waiting like, okay, listen, we have 3 minutes. Wake me up at exactly 3 minutes. Because they know if I stay in there too long with Freddy, it could be a wrap. It's the same with women. You really need somebody to help you snap out of that phase in the right amount of time. Because if you don't, you will look up and be 40 years old with 3 children by 3 different men. Stomach looks like you got a really soggy and old catcher's mitt, the leather ones, right? You know how those catcher's mitts look, the real beat up leather, right? Stomach will look like that. Facial skin won't be what it once was. Poontang lips. Soon as you listen, you could just stand in front of the mirror and your poontang lips will do this. Stretched out, beat up. And I'm going to tell you something else. When men touch women like that, see, this is why I say you guys should support this show. This is why I say it. You guys get jewels dropped on you that nobody else is telling you, and especially without the graphic detail in which you get it on this show. Did you know that when men touch a woman's body, listen, this is when it's really for real. Men who are pretty equipped down there. When women throughout their history have let them know, no, you packing, nigga, you packing, you know you packing, right? When these men touch a woman's body, and even with him, he kind of slid in there without no problem. We know how I slid in there without no problem. I didn't just slide in there like that because you've been celibate for 2 years. You've been getting down. Bang, 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 daddy, bang. Bang, 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 daddy, bang. You've been getting down. And I'm talking about the correct way. I'm talking about when he's on top grabbing both of his butt cheeks and making sure you pull all of him in there. You've been getting down. And then our heads. Even if you were above average looking, probably a 6 or something, and we were like, I could probably cuff Shorty, you know what I mean? We'd think, nah, nigga, I slid up in there too fast. And I'm hung. And that's when we start understanding, if I try to lock her down, yeah, this ain't the type of woman who will be. She's getting down. She probably got Negroes on the side. We start thinking these things. We start thinking these things. Who was that? Shout out to my girl Lena in the building. Definitely always support the show. My girl. This is why I tell you guys you should support this show. If I knew Stacey Prince and I had a daughter, I would force my daughter to watch this content. I would. See, I used to, it was mandatory. My children, we used to read the Bible as a family, even when we were separated. We do video chats and we read the Bible. But then I had them reading, so for those of you who don't know the Left Behind series, I had them reading the Left Behind series on schedule every, I think it was 2-3 times a week. If I knew about a channel like this channel I would make my daughter watch at least 30 minutes of it every other day, or at least twice a week. Because what you don't know can most definitely hurt you. And it does. It does. We judge you very critically because of what we were always told was supposed to be the value of a woman. We were told we were supposed to take expensive coats, and when we're out on a date with you and we see a puddle, lay our coat down over the puddle so you can walk over it without getting your feet wet. Right? Pull chairs out for you, open car doors out for you, pay for all of the meals for you. Overall, go above and beyond the call of duty to make your life easy. But if we're going to do all of those things, and we can't leave this out, be willing to step in front of danger for you with the only life that we have. But if we're going to do all of these things, you better look like and resemble something that is worth us doing all of these things for. Because if you don't,
Bang, 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 daddy, bang. Bang, 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 daddy, bang.
that's the only thing that you'll be getting from us, with the side dish of the infamous belt buckle jingle. Yep. Watch this, people. Watch this, people. Oh, this clown has 0 followers. You're blocked. I like people to come up, talk that talk. I'll bring you up here. But I'm not joking. Some of you, there's some women who already have their daughters watching this show. Life is harsh. Life isn't a lie. Some of you have probably saw the video we have up today. Is that today's video? Where the woman, you know, the topic of the show, I think the caption said, most black moms do this. To the most beautiful daughter in the world, all of that bull-ish. You're lying. You don't have to lie to that kid. All you have to let her know is how special she is to you. Don't you send that child out into the world think, most beautiful child in the world. Stop it. Because the world is not going to be as sugar-coaty as you are. When she gets out there in the world, there's ninjas that'll tell her her poontang stinks. There's ninjas that'll tell her that her head is whack. And you guys are sending these kids out there ill-equipped to deal with wolves and lions and alligators. But it's all good because that's what we're here for, people. Yeah, I agree with that too. Too many examples of men raised by women that are very tender, setting a simpish tone in the dating market. I agree with that, and it makes me sick. It disgusts me. It disgusts me because those are the men that will, our daughters will have to date, right? You guys abused all of the attention that you were getting, and it made you delusional. Validation of it made you blind, all of the compliments. Now you're older, and suddenly you want the stability that you mocked at the age of 22. It's gone. And listen, let's be honest, ladies, or let's see if you're going to tell a lie. You knew those men weren't looking for wives. You knew they weren't serious. Some of you knew he already had a woman and you were giving him top, letting him blow your butt loose. You knew he wasn't a serious type of individual. You knew there was nothing long-term about what you guys do when he calls you every so often. And deep down, you know that you were either being a hoe or just having valueless time. There was no value associated with the time that you were wasting with these individuals. but you stayed because the drama felt like entertainment and the attention felt like power, which it is power. Anytime somebody can call you and say, shit, shorty, what's been going on? Everything good? I mean, yes, I'm all right. Why you sounding like that? It's got a lot of stress. There's too many things hit me all at once. Car, no rent. Yeah. So you ain't talking about getting out and chilling tonight? You know I want to, but this stuff is stressing me out. I can't even get my mind. I wouldn't even be that much fun with you because I'm still thinking about that car note. How much is it? Hottest show online, people. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Shit, how much you short? Hey, talk that talk, Ed. That type of power can go beyond addicting. It can go beyond addicting. Listen, even the guys who are in the street, I'm trying to say this right, not standing on street corners, but you know what I'm talking about. Even those guys, they have to take their money, go re-up to get some more valuable to sell. Women don't. They just have to exist. They don't have to hustle up some money, go to the city, cop. Listen, because let's say you have this. Everything that you make off of this, all of it's not profit because of the money you had to take to the city to purchase your valuable thing that you sell. That's not so with women. All women have to do to sell their valuable thing is do this. All they have to do is have air in their lungs. But here's the crazy part. With power comes responsibility. And any level of power that you are irresponsible with comes with high-level repercussions. So when a woman is in that age of her life where she's very valuable and she knows she got multitudes of dudes blowing her phone up, she never has to be alone, right? She never has to be bored for too long. Here's what she's doing. Gobble, 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 eating it up. The time. Okay, I feel like telling him. I feel like going out of town with him. I feel like doing this and that. But we know what you're giving in turn for all of those things. And that thing is getting worn out, right? But it's not only the vahoo that's getting worn out, see? This is getting worn out as well. You just don't see it. The more sex you have, the less valuable you become to men because we can sense the dating damage on you. We can feel the dating damage on you, right? We can hear the dating damage in how you talk. We can see the dating damage in how you dress and in how you walk. And for those of you who say men ain't shit, it's not that men ain't shit. It's that we have already assessed you, analyzed you, and evaluated you and determined you to be a woman who at one point in time in her life or another was on the dating highway for too long. And she has a busted headlight. I can see it. Her rear bumper is hanging off. I can see it. Attitude, right? Her windshield is cracked from the left to the right. This just threw me back in time. Hey, any of you guys ever have a homeboy who, when you guys used to hit blocks, hey, this just took me way back. When you get in his car, it was either his door or your door. It had the whole panel missing, and you could see all of the mechanics. You had to reach outside, shut the door like this. Ladies, we see that on you. We see that on you. Wow. Wow. There appears to be somebody down here who doesn't know how this biology thing works. Wow. And it's probably an adult. I hope it's not an adult. Wow. Coach said, that's everyone, bro. Men and women have busted headlights and taillights too. I promise you no disrespect is meant. But the fact that you said that, there's probably, in my personal opinion, there's a high likelihood you weren't raised with your father. And if you were raised with your father, he's the type who wasn't engaged in your life to the capacity of he's telling you things and grooming you along the way of life. Because you would have never said something like that. Men and women have completely different dating values. The things that make men valuable in the dating market are completely different from the things that make women valuable on the dating market. The things that make men valuable on the dating market allow men to maintain their dating value for many more years past when a woman's dating value starts to decline. To be honest, around 30 years. He doesn't even have to be handsome. Doesn't even have to be handsome. He doesn't even have to have money. If a man carries himself like a confident, masculine, assertive man, he can get women who the guy who has money can't get. Somebody tell me I'm lying. And he can be 50 to 60 years old. Somebody tell me I'm lying. These are facts. I think that's where probably about at least 50% of the damage that's taking place in the dating society is coming from today. We hear women do this often. Often we hear them, they say, but what about the men? Stop associating yourself with men. We are different. Men can play around on the dating. Listen, even biologically, women are more susceptible to STIs than men are. We are different. Do you know what the chances are of a man catching HIV? It's less than 1%. But now a woman, on the other hand, seeing how she's the receiver. People, we're different. We're different. Much respect, Coach. Much respect already. Hey, Coach said, nigga, listen, I'm with the shits. Hey, Coach said, I wish I was in the environment where we can lock in, nigga. My grandfather was 84 years old and Yolanda was 44, I think. A man's allure supersedes his money, which is why some of you know little brothers of yours or older brothers of yours or dads of yours who didn't have money, but had a girl who was getting money from her dude and giving it to your dad, giving it to your uncle, giving it to your brother. When I'm wrong, let me know. When I'm wrong, let me know. We are different. The sooner you guys understand that, the better things will start getting for you. You cannot compete with us pretty much in any realm. When you try to is when we see you suffer the most damage. You guys play around on the dating highway where you try to play around on the dating highway as long as you see men playing around on the dating highway. But you know what that's like? That's like seeing someone with a hoodie and an automatic assault, and you trying to follow him where he can go, but you don't have what he has. So now, when you turn this right corner, he turns this right corner, and you turn it too, you don't know. You're in O block. But he has what he needs to be in O block, but you don't. That's exactly what it's like when women are trying to do what men can do in today's dating world. You're setting yourself up for catastrophic outcomes. You guys stay on the dating highway way longer than you should, having all of that useless fun. And it's because you love the chaos. You love the drama. You won't admit it, but you love that there's secret suspicions that this ninja has other women. The reason you love it is because it creates opportunities for arguments, and arguments bring excitement into a woman's life. She loves that chaos. She loves it. She will even do things that causes him to snatch her up by the neck, because to her, that means I belong to him when he does that. When he snatched me up, that means I'm his property. You love that attention. You love that power. But guess what? Attention isn't currency. And power without discipline is liability. The same men that you dismissed in your prime, when your stomach was the flattest, when your boobs were the perkiest, when you didn't have any kids, when your body count wasn't that high, they're the same men you expect to worship you at 35. That's not confidence. That's delusion dipped inside of entitlement. Right? Meanwhile, the men you overlooked, they spent their time building things. Money, discipline, health, and purpose. And now they're upgraded while you're negotiating with expiration dates. Men age like investments. Women age like options. Investments grow with time. Options lose value if they are not taken. Craziest part about that is this. The men that you want now couldn't get your attention then. Yes. The men you want now couldn't get your attention when you were at your best. And the men who were able to get your attention then wouldn't touch the 35-year-old version of you today. Think about it. When I'm lying, somebody let me know. Hey, SS said I rebuke you. I know.
Dead man.
I know.
Dead man walking.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Miss Beverly in the building. I've always liked that name, Beverly. Let me drop bombs for Miss Beverly. Right. Listen, check out the caption. Not ready when they're young, but not as attractive when they're ready. It's like quicksand, ladies. It's like quicksand. Listen, where are my show supporters? Listen, I'm expecting this to be one of our highest. Like, we supposed to meet our $50 a night threshold, and I'm certain we're going to meet it tonight. I was told long as we bring ether, the people will come. Support the show, people. Where are my people with the galaxies at? Listen, support the show. I need a couple of people to hit us off with galaxies on TikTok because we're about to go deeper. I'm going to let you know where some of you are at a place where it's over. Not all of you, but I'm going to give you a description of the women who it's very likely over with for. It's not because I want to give you that description. I'm going to tell you the truth, and hopefully the other younger women down here will see and learn from it. You're not ready now because you matured. You're ready because your options are gone. Listen, shout out to my people up in this mother effer. Lewis definitely in the building with the $20 cash app. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and heat this thing up. Oh, hell, I'm just now realizing I put on the wrong jacket. You see the links that I go through for you guys? You put on the black jacket. Jeez. How'd that happen? I know. Oh, I know. What cave did you come out of? You do know it's 2025. Oh, yes, I know. I know. Listen, just let go and let it happen. Just let it happen. Right? You can yell at it. You can type away at it down there in the comments. But none of that changes. Listen, none of that changes that for the last few years of your life, the absolute only thing that you have experienced from men is the infamous belt buckle jingle. Just let it happen. For those of you who don't know what the infamous belt buckle jingle is, it is when men acknowledge that a woman's value is so low that when he is atop of her, dropping his baby batter all over her stomach after he's released, he doesn't roll over and kiss her. That's not what he does. He doesn't take his arm and put it behind the back of her neck and then kiss her on her cheek. He doesn't say, babe, where's the remote control so we can lay up and watch a movie together? Nope. He doesn't say, get dressed, we're going out to eat, babe. The moment that man releases his jungle juice in your belly button, the first thing that you hear, yes, is that man reaching for his pants, signaling his exit. Or, shit, shorty, what you about to do? I know it stings. I know it burns. But it's also happening for a reason. I know that this person is not going to run that who hurt you thing on us. Listen, ladies, you gotta come up with something better or bring your overweight ass up here and prove anything that I've said wrong. How about that? See, you can hate me. You can hate me and wish that my children demise. You can do all of that. You can type incessantly down there in the comments, but it won't change reality. And we trip out often when you guys don't understand that. No amount of hate that you point towards me will change that what everybody knows that I'm saying up here is true. We all know it's true because we did it to you. Do you have any clue how many women I have hit with the infamous belt buckle jingle because I didn't want to linger around them after I got my rocks off? Because it's not the type of woman that I would just lay up with, but I just needed to get my rocks off. Fellas, down in the comments, drop a fireball and a 100 if you've ever hit women with the infamous belt buckle jingle. Watch this.
walking.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Looky over there on YouTube. So, for each one of you who hate me, do you hate all of these men who are dropping these fireballs on YouTube? Do you hate Six? Do you hate Nug Nug? Listen, do you hate everybody over here on TikTok too? And this is what we try to tell you. Stop getting upset at the messenger. You need to focus on whether or not the information is valid. I remember that we used to watch G.I. Joe, right? And one thing that stuck with me at the end of every show, they would say, knowing is half the battle, right? Some of you know what I'm talking about. See, don't hate the messenger. You need to assess whether or not what I'm saying is true. Because if it is true, now you have the information. Now you have what you need to do better. And if you have what you need to do better, you have what you need to create a better outcome for yourself. Listen, maybe I don't say things correctly all of the time or the way that you would prefer that I say them, right? Maybe sometimes the way that I say things are offensive and piss you off. I get that. This is an imperfect world that we live in, right? So it's up to you as an adult to take yourself to a place where you can separate yourself from your emotions and utilize your intellect and the logic that you may have to assess whether or not what I'm up here saying is true or false. That is up to you. That is your responsibility. Because I tell you what, don't take this information. Live your life contrary to what I get up here and teach every day. And I swear, you're not going to F around and find out. You're going to find out. You won't be able to escape it. Hold on. You know what? We're going to do it like this. Fucking dumb idiot. Yeah, look. They said life's brutal sometimes. It is. Look, watch this. Look, check this out. Check this out. Come on up here, Miss John and Nay. You know what? We're going to do this here. We're going to do this here. You guys know. Hey, where my show sponsors at? Let's keep this thing going, people. You know we got heat popping off. Let's go. Rock with us like we rock with you. Listen, shout out to Brent Lowe, definitely in the building, supporting the show and dropping the cash app. Oh, damn. Hey, listen, the badges are done too. Can I upload? Well, I can't. Yeah, my show supporter badges are done too, and they're lit. They're lit. What was I about to do? People, we just messed up something that I was about to do. What was I about to do? Oh, that's what we were about to do. Yeah, we want to substantiate. Let me see what we have here. For those of you who don't know, whenever I see not necessarily disrespectful comments down in the comment section, whenever I see women trying to be snazzy, did you know that I go to your profile pictures on your social media? And it always substantiates what we already knew long before we arrived at your profile. Ma'am, the little negativity in your voice, I see wholly where it's coming from. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And we're going to touch on that here. The show is going to touch on that here in a little bit. The show is going to touch on that here in a little bit. It's always the ones who look. Listen, let me go ahead and she said, there he go with that prepaid Wi-Fi. Ma'am, I was going to be disrespectful and I wasn't even going to describe to the panel what your profile looks like. But if you want to get nasty now, this gotta be your first time coming to this show, or you would know. I'll take this thing to a level where you'll be in the bathroom in 5 minutes dumping up a bottle of Tylenols. Right? You do not want that type of smoke with me, ma'am. Listen, 3 years in a row in elementary school, I was the lunchroom cracking session champion. Do you understand that, lady? I will go into detail, get decryptic about what you look like. So if I was you, I would calm down. But I do want to go back to her comment. She said, we don't care enough to do better. Which is why you have been ranked the most undesirable group of women on the entire planet to date. What type of woman says something like that? What type of woman says, we don't care enough to do better? You see how this is why men of no nationality desire you. Because see, quality men who are logical, they don't want someone who can see the right way and intentionally choose the wrong way. Ma'am, you don't know that I know what has taken place throughout your life.
Bang, 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 daddy, bang. Bang, 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 daddy, bang.
Look, Ed said it's always the least desirable. And that's crazy because you should be the ones who don't call somebody to desire to go to your profile. You should be the ones who don't desire to draw the spotlight on you. Leave that to the pretty girls. I'm going to say this to the unattractive women. Because, no one chose to look how they look, right? No one said, I want to look like this. So that's why I don't make fun of people's looks. But if you are a below average looking woman, according to society standards, humble yourself. Be nice. Learn how to be feminine. And it will put about 1.5 points on your dating value. If you were a 5, if you were a 5, you will be a 6.5. Do you know what being nice does when it's added to a woman? Do you know what being feminine and pleasant does when it's added to a woman? Instead, you'd rather pollute the rest of the women when the scriptures say an older women, you're older woman, and older women teach the younger ladies. Instead of polluting the minds of these younger girls who may be down here, you should be letting them know that they don't want to end up with the results that we're talking about today. They don't want to go down the path that we're discussing. And see, I want to say this to everyone. The scripture says, and older ladies teach the younger ladies, because that's how we produce quality women. By the quality women who came before the younger ladies teaching the younger ladies how to be quality women that men of all nationalities would desire. But now, if we have the women who the Lord our God, Jehovah, said were supposed to be the women who teach the younger women to come after them, if those women are saying, you don't need no man, or we don't care to do right, well, how do you think that the younger women are going to turn out? Like bust downs, which is what we treat them like. Right? Jewel, that was actually a very good question. Jewel said, how are quality men taught? Men are taught because sometime we will take the notion to call another grown man a bitch, and then we hear this. Right? Men are taught because when we're kids and we're riding our bicycles and we fall off and you see that white meat and the blood starts literally leaking out, hey, boy, stop all that damn crying. You know, here, come on now, wipe that off, get back on that bike. But women get this, come here, daddy's baby. Right? In short, life teaches men the hard way, and that's how we come out resembling superheroes. That's why men who are typically from the streets, men who have been through the Bronx jungle, right? That's why these overwhelmingly are the men that women desire to date. Because we resemble somebody who can lead somebody through to the end. We resemble somebody who can problem solve. We resemble somebody who can get it done. We resemble somebody who's already been through it. You guys aren't attracted to men who have never been through hard times. You call them lames. You don't want to date them. But hopefully that answered your question. Men are taught by life. Men are taught by life, and it is relentless. We don't get pulled over by cops and get to undo a button and pull that out a little bit. Whatever the penalty is for whatever we just did, we have to eat that thing. But here's the amazing part. The more we eat repercussions, the stronger we get. The more we know, right? The steadier we are. The more we know how to navigate through the roughest times of life. So it seems painful at the moments that men are eating their repercussions, right? But it forges us into weapons that you women are crazy about. Why do you think that 80% of the children in the black community were created by the lower functioning, let's just call it what it is, hood niggas in the black community? That by itself lets you know what women tend to desire. The more rough and rugged, the ones who have been through something. Kid definitely in the building. I appreciate it. You heard what G7 said, the roughnecks. You women aren't ready now because you matured. You're ready because your options dwindled. There's a difference. Maturity is a mindset. Desperation is a circumstance. A lot of people hit the age of 30 and call it growth. No, it's survival. Because the window is closing and you can hear the hinges tightening. You don't have more clarity. You simply have fewer choices. It's called the wall. LL definitely in the building supporting the show. I appreciate you. Larry Love in the building. Listen, we where I'm from, we had a brother, real cool brother named Larry Love. I like that. Kid said, kid stands for kind, intelligent dude. I like that. And see, that's why I got on the brother yesterday who came up here talking about, nigga, I'm from the earth capital of the world, nigga. We do niggas like you. You sound like a monkey. That thing is played out. That I will take a life. I've been to the door. That's played out. Even in rap, that's played out. We want to hear something different. We want to hear how intelligent you are. We want to hear what benefit you are to society. The whole world is tired of that nigga stuff. They calling it black fatigue. Okay, you a pop a pistol. What's 6 times 6? Right? Hey, Sydney said them Tupac days are over. We don't want to hear that. You look lame today talking that stuff. I come from the earth capital of the world. Niggas where I'm from, we do niggas like you. And you sound like a monkey, man. That stuff is expired, like buttermilk that's been sitting out in 80-degree sun. And we don't want to hear it no more. And not just me. We all need to do our part in making people know that we're not on that anymore. That stuff's not cool with us anymore. Because you make us look like monkeys to the rest of the world. How many years y'all gonna talk about popping these burners? And how long are we gonna listen to it? Give me something I can grow off of. Give me something that can take me from the pistol popping individual to the person who just made 6 figures in cryptocurrency. Nigga, where I'm from, nigga, you can't walk through my hood at night, nigga. It's going down, nigga. Where we from, nigga, body dropping every day, nigga, on everything I love. On the moles. Good damn monkey. And listen, ladies, you need to stop letting people think that you believe that that's cool. Pull these Negroes that's vying for your attention to the side and let them know that's not it, my guy. It's not even cool in music anymore. But listen, what you guys have noticed, it's not because you guys are maturing, right? When you see women on social media, when you see ZF is definitely in the building supporting the show. Dang, that was crazy. I moved my head a little bit. And for a second, that woman resembled the mother of my children. Almost messed me up a little bit. That was crazy. Crazy. He screenshot that and send that to BM. Nug. I know I clown sometime, but it is what it is, you know. You're never going to find, and even inside of my humor, you're never going to find much nonsense. There's usually going to be a point to be made, because that's what we do up here, right? That's what we do up here. But listen, this is what I'm telling you guys, and I don't want you guys to think that men don't know this. When we hear women on social media attempting to act like they're ready and things like that, it's not because you grew up. It's not. It's not because you know better now. It's because your options have, you noticed exponentially, the cat calls have stopped. The phone calls, how easy it used to be for you to just get men to do this. And you've noticed that your options have shrunk exponentially. I'm going to say this again. There's a difference. Because maturity is a mindset. And desperation resembles more of a circumstance. A lot of you ladies have hit that age. And you want to make it seem like you've grown up or you've matured. No, it's survival. You know that the window is closing and you can even almost hear it like a movie. You can hear the hinges, the rusty hinges of the windows tightening. It's not that you gain more clarity. You've hit the wall. You see the difference in how men treat you versus how they used to treat you when your tatas were tight, when you didn't have any children, when your stomach was flat, when your hair was healthy, when your mind was healed, right? And the fewer choices most human beings have, it forces honesty. It forces it. Honesty that you should have had when you had leverage in the dating market. Honesty that you should have had when your boobs were perky, when you didn't have any children, when your mind was more pure because you hadn't been through as much. This is honesty that you should have had then. Yes. Already, because they already been ran through. Yes. This is what you know. It's not because, well, I just had to grow up and stop going to clubs. No. You see that door shutting. Your body already can't fit through the door. If that door closes even a foot more, it's completely shut. You're trying to find ways to where you can still get through a foot open in a foot long opening. It's basically kind of all over. You just kind of see where it's possible. But what I'm going to tell all of the ladies, the younger ladies, my brother Abraham definitely in the building. What I'm going to tell the ladies, learn. Listen, shit, we're going to do it. Let's do it. Turbulence, people. For those of you who aren't familiar with this show, when you hear that, I'm probably about to rock the boat or ruffle some feathers a little bit. Those of you young ladies who are in the comments right now, all 2.5 of you who don't have children and who haven't been ran through yet, whose bodies aren't banged up, who don't have multiple children by multiple different men, I want all 2.5 of you to listen to me right now. Those of you who still have a shot on the dating market, I want you right now to internally be giving God praise, because you are on a show right now with a plethora of women who know that everything that I'm saying right now applies to them and that it's over, and you still have a chance. If you listen to this information, you don't have to face what they're dealing with right now. You don't have to face wondering, is it over? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. If you get ahead of the boogeyman before he arrives, you can defend yourself against him. If you acknowledge that he's coming, you can start preparing for his arrival. And then when he gets there, he won't be able to do as much damage to you as the people who were acting like he was never coming. Protect your dating value. Protect your dating value. So when it's time to go to the Amazon Amazing Man store, you don't experience this like a lot of these women. You don't tell the store clerk, oh my God, so fine. Excuse me, can you reach up there and get the... And he slap your hand down like, if you don't stop that shit, you know damn well you supposed to be pointing down there. Oh my God, so you need to be pointing down here. Because your dating value does not permit you to be able to shop top shelf any longer. We're going to get to the part where the women who have went through these things can still stand a chance if they do blah, 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 A, B, C. The humility that a lot of you women have now, we all know, I'm going to move on past this because I'm not the type that rub women's faces in, bad situations. That's not what we're about over here. We're about identifying problems and creating solutions to the best of our abilities. The honesty and humility that a lot of you have now, that you've put on another 100 pounds on top of the 150 that you already possessed. The 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different men, the already average or below average looks. You should have had that humility and that ability to be open to dating just a regular, good, decent man when you were in your prime, when you had leverage on the dating market. But regret never comes early. It's like Ja Rule and Ashanti. It's always on time. Yes. Regret never comes early. It's always right on time. The dating market is not a charity. It does not care that now I feel like I'm ready. That is not the dating market. Shout out to my girl Sweet supporting the show. Like usual, my girl. I think you guys need to stop being mad at men. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to do this right now. And you will have this by tomorrow. What you guys need to do is you need to get familiar with the dating market like you've gotten familiar with Stacey Prince. You know my face. You know what I look like. You know what I sound like. You're familiar with me. You can identify me, right? You know somewhat of me. You guys need to get acquainted with the dating market as if the dating market is a person who has a name, who you can see, who you can identify with, who you can interact with. Because if you do, once you get to know the dating market, you will know to not be wishing hate upon Stacey Prince, wishing the demise of the late, great Kevin Samuels. You will know to not be taking your anger and your frustrations out on us. You will know that it is the dating market who doesn't give a damn about your feelings. You will know that it is the dating market who is not a charity and who is a hard ass. The dating market does not allow people to make excuses. It's not Stacey Prince. It is the dating market that tells a woman, nah, your stomach look too effed up. It is the dating market that tells a woman, nope, you got too many kids for a man like that. It is the dating market that tells women, you're not attractive enough to secure a man like that. So dumb ass over there somewhere and sit down. It's not Stacey Prince. It's the dating market. I miss that brother sincerely. Yeah, man, that was an amazing man. That was an amazing man, but he's still an amazing man because you don't let greatness disappear. You embrace what was left behind of it, right? And anybody who did have a great deal of respect for the late great Kevin Samuels, he'll never really die. His content will always live on forever. That is an endless wealth of information. And I'm going to tell you something. How he was able to move, in my personal opinion, it was from God. You can't just, like, when I first became acquainted with him, my little brother would tell you, it rocked my mind. Everything that I had always believed, the decisions that I had always made as it pertains to dating, I heard this dude saying my life out loud. I always knew if I said my beliefs out loud, I knew people would lose their minds. I knew it. So I never really did. What the late, great Kevin Samuels did for my life, he allowed me to understand, no, your beliefs, you can say them out loud. That's what it did for me. Up until then, I knew I was different. My thoughts were different than a lot of people. I wouldn't even say my thoughts to my guys. I feel like I knew a woman's place. I feel like I knew a man's place, right? I felt like we're supposed to date these type of women. We're not supposed to date these type of women. Women are supposed to move like this. They're supposed to resemble that. I knew, and I'm talking about at around 18. Listen, I've had one girlfriend my entire life. My entire life I've had one girlfriend. It's because at around the age of 14, I saw what was happening to African American women. They were like tough, right? I wish a bitch would. And I was like, that was rocking my mind. I knew that that's not what we were. Listen, what I've told people up here several times, what I always thought was a proper identification of what we were taught attributes of a lady was. Zero fucks definitely in the building, sending the swan, supporting the show. I mean, the crane, my guy. When I grew up, my definition of what a lady was, listen, Sweets in this mother supporting the show. People down there snapping, keeping this thing going. What I grew up and my rendition of what a lady was Samantha from Bewitched. I Dream of Jeannie, right? And the only reason I can't name many black ones because there wasn't many black ones on TV at the time. I knew. Shout out to my bro Will Fit, locking in and supporting the show. I knew. I knew in my heart what a woman was. I knew in my heart. I felt it. I felt what a woman was. A woman is nice, right? A woman's not tough. Right? In my world, a woman does not have a foul mouth. A woman does not dress a certain way. A woman does not entertain certain calibers of men. A woman, a lady, does not have casual sex. She's very, very special. The reason that a lot of you would say, yeah, but Brother Stacy, no, come on, man. Listen. It's dope. Turbulence, people. Everybody needs to absorb what I'm about to say right now. Everybody, the whole world needs to absorb this right now. Some of you who would say, but Brother Stacy, come on. You talking about not have sex until you meet somebody that, either you're married or it's a very serious relationship. Not show your body and like dress a certain way. Not fall into the trends that other people, I see my girlfriends falling into. Not acknowledging handsome men or accepting their attention because I've already identified that these are the type of men who aren't for marriage. Leave all of that alone. You're right. And I get it. I get it. That is asking a lot. That's why only a special lady can do it. She can do it. She can make it seem effortless because she's special. The people who believe, that's asking a lot. It's not for special women. And listen, that is not to diminish the character of average women. That is not to diminish the character of a woman who she's very sexual, and because she respects herself, the system she has put together for herself that will keep her from being a hoe, she'll just, even if she's not in a relationship, in order to suffice her until she gets in a long-term relationship, there's one dude she'll deal with, right? When to fulfill her needs, things like that. She's actually a very exceptional woman. She's very exceptional. She's above average. But that other woman is special. When by the time a man gets a hold of her at the age of 35, this woman has like 6 actual partners. She's special. And I know a lot of you would say he's asking a lot. That sounds tough. I agree, which is why only special women can pull it off. I even respect a woman who will put a system together for herself that ensures that she's not passing herself around the whole while that she's single. I really, 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 really respect that. She's doing the right thing. But nonetheless, a special woman can go above that. By the time you get a hold to a special woman, this woman is 35 or 40 years old with 5 effing bodies. A special woman, she's either going to have no kids or 1 at 35 or 40. Because she was intentional about a lot of the things that she was doing. You think she didn't want to give some head? I didn't say special meant lame. You think she didn't want that thing stretched out? You think she didn't want to grab both of his butt cheeks while he's on top of her and pull everything he had in her? You think that thing wasn't creaming and purring a couple of times a week? Yes, it was. And yes, she did. But she's special. So she possesses the power to not act on those urges due to her overwhelming desire to maintain her value. But let's go. I want you guys to get to know the dating market. Call him up sometimes. My girl, Sweets. I appreciate you, sweetie. Talk to him sometimes. Hypotheses about him sometimes. Get to know him. Put a face to him. Put a face to the dating market. So you can stop hating Stacey Prince. So you can stop hating the late, great Kevin Samuels. See, because the rules that Stacey Prince, the rules that the late, great Kevin Samuels was conveying to you, it's simply messages that the dating market told us to give you. The dating market doesn't belong to us. The dating market is the dating market. It is a buy and sell mall is what it is. The dating market dictates everyone's value. You know how we know? Because either you get purchased for a significant sum or you get purchased for a significantly lower sum. And either you get purchased or you simply don't at all. Stacey Prince is not accountable for that. That is the dating market. The dating market is harsh, does not give a damn about your feelings at all. The dating market tells you not that you're BBW. The dating market tells you you're fat. You know how the dating market speaks? It speaks through your potential dating partners. And the language it speaks is the results that you see from potential dating partners. How men treat you is the dating market speaking to you. How women treat you is the dating market speaking to you. It's not Stacey Prince. It's not the late, great Kevin Samuels. Nobody's being picked on. Did you guys know that some people were born with two heads conjoined on one body? Stacey Prince didn't do that. The late, great Kevin Samuels did not do that. Listen to me. And the dating market is on that person's top. The dating market doesn't say, oh, she is so sweet, and that is not fair. That person did not ask to come out with two people attached to one body. Well, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hypnotize Michael B. Jordan and allow him to be attracted to you anyway because this wasn't your fault. No. You know what it does? The dating market is so hardcore that even in charity events, as nice of a human being as Michael B. Jordan is, he will still have a hard time looking at that Siamese twin without being somewhat uncomfortable. That is the dating market. The dating market also does not reward delayed responsibility. It rewards value. And your time is measured at the time that you show up to the Amazon Amazing Man store. How you show up when it is time to select your partner, when you get serious and you're really ready for a significant other, how you look at that particular moment, what you weigh at that particular moment, however many kids you have at that particular moment is what will factor in to what caliber of man you can afford. Some of you are trying to redeem coupons that expired 10 years ago. And you get upset when nobody honors those coupons those stale coupons that you have. But why would anyone pay top shelf prices for something that life has already discounted? That's not Stacey Prince. That's the dating market. You think accountability is mean. Accountability is sassy. Accountability is down low. No. Accountability is the mirror. You just don't like the reflection. It's really that simple. Men are no longer lining up to save anybody from their past bad decisions. They've watched too many women waste their prime years when they were the most beautiful, when they didn't have any children, right? When they didn't have high body counts. And then try to demand commitment as a consolation prize. It doesn't work like that anymore. And it's because you broke men. You showed men what you're capable of doing to good men. And it took a long time, but men caught on. They'll abuse a good man. They'll abuse a man who won't cheat. It's not even in my nature to cheat. I work in STEM technology. I've never been late. My credit score is 712. They'll abuse really good men. And now, men are no longer deciding to be open to giving mediocrity a chance. It doesn't work like that anymore. Valuable men don't do cleanup duty. They don't reward poor choices. They don't reward bad behavior. And they damn sure don't negotiate with delusional women. Said accountability is for grown folks. I swear, it's like a language that only grown people can understand. Listen. Some of you go down to that video we have on YouTube. What does it say? Anton Daniels' whole life is a fraud or a scam or something like that. That video was based on videos for proof of everything that we were saying, and yet you still have some people down in the comments saying, "Where's your proof?" Right? You have people down in the comments, "Cite your sources." DIK head, there's literally videos of him doing what I'm saying he's doing. But see, accountability is only reserved for adults, grown-ups. You want a man who has done very well for himself in life. I'm talking about an above average man. I'm not talking about a high value man. I'm talking about what I refer to as a MOV, a man of value. He may or may not be rich, but he handles his business. He has a good reputation. He has his own house. He has his own car. And he may or may not be rich, but he has resources in the bank that he can go to in his times of need. If you want a man like this, show him that you're not operating with low quality woman logic. Because beauty fades away, people. But mindset exposes everything. Men aren't going for it anymore. And if you don't believe me,
Don't want no old washed up ass bitch, man. What nigga don't want a young hoe, man? Huh? You don't like it, eat my dick, man. Straight up. You hear me? The fuck? What nigga wants something that been, you heard me? Don't nobody go, man, nigga have emotion. We ain't going to the used car line, man. What the fuck? But see, that don't be nothing but that washed up shit on that, like, man, hey, bitch, yeah. Nigga damn near, yeah. Nigga old enough to be your daddy, yeah.
The more examples that are laid out before men, the more men are acting out on the new information that is being presented to them. Listen, a lot of your daughters, because of how you guys behaved and because of how your grandmothers behaved, your daughters won't be able to, marriage used to be a place of refuge for women. It no longer will be. Men have found out how to hide their assets and everything. Prenups will be non-sequential. They will be nothing. They won't be needed. Men are identifying the most trustworthy people in their families, their moms, their dads, right? Their auntie who adopted them and raised them. And they're putting the bulk of their assets in her name because you have become so untrustworthy. Bree said, wise women watch what men do, not what they say. Not only was that childish, it was foolish. See, because adults have the ability to listen to even a fool and assess whether or not the things that was coming out of his or her mouth meet the bar of logic or not. I know how to listen to a dope fiend and extract wisdom and knowledge from him, even though he does not own his own home and he sleeps on the sidewalk. See, that was just one of the things that in the black community, this is really popular. Catchphrases and buzzwords that sound good to the ear, right? Let me say this again. Wise women watch what men do, not what men say. She thinks that she dropped a bar. I challenge anybody to live your life according to that metric, to that information, and see how great a deal of wealth you miss out on. Back home where I'm from, there are certain people who may have been the town alcoholic or even the fiend, right? We'd pull up on them sometimes at the spot that they hang out. We'd pull up with like a 12 or 6-pack of beer. It'd be him and a few other of the people from the city. We'd pull up on them sometimes with a 12-pack of beer, alcohol, and just hang out, kick it with them, and politic with them, and listen to them talk. It's very unfortunate that some of you even have that mindset. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And it just goes to further substantiate. It goes to further substantiate how detrimental it is that these women have a man. Listen, even the attractive women, it's see, because you hear things like this and y'all know what time it is. Let's go. Turbulence, people. A woman who is not currently under the leadership of a man or has never been under the leadership of a man for a significant period of time, or a woman who does not currently know the value of being under the leadership of a man, is of little use on this entire planet. The majority of time, she has a highest probability of getting in trouble and becoming a detriment to society. And for those of you who don't believe me, look at all of the bastard children in society. Look at all of the bastard children in society. Look at the conversations that we have with these women. It sounds like we're having conversations with grown infants. It's because you were not around a competent man for any substantial period of time throughout your life, or you would know better than a lot of these things that you're saying. You would be able to comprehend a lot of the things that other men say. But do you, boo-boo? Do you? Justo definitely in the building. Marketing Media Group up in this situation. Quabina definitely in this situation. My people said, not only are they beliefs, but they are facts. So I don't have to see someone acting out the facts that I'm hearing them speak out of their mouths in order for me to identify that not only are they facts, but they can be looked up in the dictionary. And you know what? Off topic for a second. That was actually good that Miss Bree did that, because it is further evidence of what we've been dealing with, right? That's why when we say something, listen to what Miss Bree said. What did she say? Wise women watch what men do, not what men say. That was a blessing from God to all of us. She just told us why we often sit up here and speak things that took 3 hours worth of research, textbook definitions, articulated quite fluently, and they still can't comprehend it. Because Miss Bree said, wise women watch what men do, not what they say. So because Stacey Prince or the late great Kevin Samuels sitting back in recliners right now, right? And you can't see us acting out the logic that we're presenting to you, it's not any good. Not only will you pay for that, you will perish for it. The scriptures say it. My people perish for lack of knowledge. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Right, I agree, Kate, and I agree. They live in an echo chamber of limits. I agree, of limitations. We have been seeing you guys get nowhere for 30 years. You guys look alike. You dress alike. You talk alike. You sound alike. Your actual lives are similar. The amount of children you have is very similar in pattern. And it's not getting any of you anywhere. Except for the fast road to
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Welcome to Death Row.
Death row. People, this isn't about embarrassment. It's about reality. You cannot out-talk consequences of your decisions. And you cannot outrun the clock. Some of you keep saying, but I still look good. Or black don't crack. I know. But has the dating market been agreeing with you? Are you married? Do you have very valuable men who are showing serious intentions towards you? Right? Or are you grading yourself on a curve of denial? Are you telling yourself, like the liar that you are, I'm single by choice? Right? Are you telling yourself, I'm healing right now? I know. Do you believe there's anybody who you tell that BS to who believes it? Do you believe that anybody that you tell, if a very good man who met the bar of what you are attracted to in a man. A man who checks all of your boxes. Are you trying to convince people that if that man approached you, you would tell him, I'm healing right now? Would you demonstrate that you're single by choice? Single by choice, meaning it doesn't matter who approaches me. At this particular moment in time, I desire to be single. Is that it? I hope that sounds as stupid to you as it does when we see you type it. We think you're lunatics. See, because beauty isn't determined by your opinion. It's determined by your demand. How many quality people are seeking you out for more than just sex? How many quality men are showing you the degree of attention that we know is associated with legitimate, genuine, authentic desire for you? Right? The moment that most of you stop getting the attention that you used to get, that's when the truth hits. And the truth hits hard. If you're triggered, this just simply may not be the show for you. But triggered people need these conversations and information more than anybody. If you're offended, ask yourself why the truth feels like an insult. And if you're ready to grow, you should be the caliber of person who could take the information that you're hearing, no matter how harsh, and apply it to your life. Listen, I'm going to open up the panel right now for women who want to come up. You may disagree with me. You may agree. I'm going to open up the panel for women who haven't been up here before. For a respectful conversation, of course. But I want you guys to understand this. Youth does not last. Beauty does not last. Leverage doesn't last. And pretending does not stop that clock from ticking. Sam J said, I'm highly offended. I feel you. But listen, a lot of you don't understand. You were able to get away on men. You were able to get over on men with things for a significant amount of time. It's basically like you abused all of the leverage you have. You squeezed all that you could get out of that towel. And now it's gotten, because of all of the damage that you did to men and the perks that you got from using and abusing men, they've caught on. They've caught on, and they're no longer dealing with the abuse and the manipulation that you used to inflict on men to get the things that made your life easier. You don't believe me?
Don't want no old washed up ass bitch, man. What nigga don't want a young hoe, man? Huh? You don't like it, eat my dick, man. Straight up. You heard me? The fuck? What nigga wants something that been, you heard me? Don't nobody go, man, nigga have emotion. We ain't going to the used car line, man. What the fuck? But see, that don't be nothing but that washed up shit on that, like, man, hey, bitch, yeah. Nigga damn near, yeah. Nigga old enough to be your daddy, yeah. Of course. Yeah, nigga want some, yeah. The fuck? Got more sense than, hey. Got sense enough to know how to live.
You understand? You understand? And for those of you who don't understand, right? For those of you who don't understand, this is not a one-off. This is not a one-off where, oh, that's just Kevin Gates. Not everybody moving like that. It ain't a ton of men who moving like that. Show you right, Ray Ray. Show you right, Ray Ray. What does it say? Terrence J, 41, faces criticism after proposing to his 25-year-old fiance. And if that wasn't enough for you, what they say? Check this out.
By the power vested in me, it is with delight and honor to pronounce you husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Parents, you may now kiss your bride.
See, oh my gosh. Okay, let me do something. I was about to say something. Before I was about to say it, I saw a couple of comments. Listen, I was about to say this. In today's society that we live in, you know, with the GAY shaming and body shaming, guess what all of those, the introduction of all of the shaming things did? It benefited men too. The shaming that you guys used to do to keep men from dating your competition, which was the younger women, it's over. It's over. Listen, and so then I see someone saying, someone says low vibrational. Capricorn said, any man that chooses a woman based solely upon her appearance isn't an intelligent man. So what do you choose? What do you think about a woman who selects a man based on his financial status? Right? Let's talk about it if we're going to talk about it, ma'am. Bang, 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 daddy, bang, 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 daddy, bang. Right? Kind of see how that works now. See, what you guys like to do is when you see yourselves losing leverage, you start with the shame, the insults, the guilt, and the need to be right. But here's a harsh truth. Men no longer give a damn about how you feel or what you think. You wore it out. When men used to care about what you thought or how certain things we did made you feel, you walked over men, good men, in order to get to the lower tier men, the more exciting men, the more chaotic men, the more toxic men. And after about 3 decades, men have caught on and said, F you. It's everywhere. It's actually what is known as age gap dating. Look it up if you don't believe me. The market isn't accepting you anymore. And somebody else said, but that can work both ways. There are old, washed up men too. Okay, so let's address that, Miss Bree says, I think it's the opposite. Women today don't care what men think. Miss Bree, this show has been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes. And you, ma'am, have been here for the bulk of that time. I cannot imagine a woman who doesn't care about what we have to say spending a portion of her day rocking with us. It's that easy to catch most of these women in lies. She says, I think it's the opposite. Women today don't care what men think of them. But you've been here for the better part of over an hour and a half listening to a man talk. Right? Right. Where's it at? Okay. Mr. Keisha, come talk to her brother. Come talk to her brother. Mr. Keisha, see, she wasn't here earlier on in the show. Oh my gosh. See, what I'm going to start doing, and I've never wanted this show to be an offensive show, but what I'm going to start doing as of now, the women who say the outlandish things, don't do it, girl. He going to your profile, girl. Don't say nothing, girl. I know y'all don't know this show, girl, but he be going to people's profile, girl. As I suspected. See, the women who we often see down in the comments saying things like, well, now we women want to be single, are the women who know that they don't have options. It's not up to you. Come and talk to me, Mr. Keisha.
Yes, I'm here.
Tell me how your night is going.
It's going pretty well so far.
That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
going pretty well. How's your night going?
Man, my life is amazing. I'm just truly, truly blessed by the Almighty, right? State your claim again. So you stand on what you said? You said that can work both ways. There are old, washed up men too?
Yes, it works. It works both ways.
You believe that, don't you?
I don't believe it. I've seen it in action.
I want to lay something out to you really quick to see if you agree with it. You don't have to. I just want to present it to you. Do you agree that right now, at this present time, you can't name many very financially stable 60 and 70-year-old women who legitimately have a 40-year-old man who is in a serious relationship with them, even though she's rich? Can we admit that you can't name, you probably can't name any?
That's true.
Okay, now flip that around. Can we acknowledge that there is an overwhelming number of men who aren't even rich, but they're just masculine, confident, 50-plus-year-old men who are dating women in their 30s and 40s on a regular? It's so regular, they define it as age gap dating.
I can say that is true too because I see that also.
And that's what I'm saying. Men do have options that women don't have. Women start hitting their decline. Women are supposed to get very serious about acquiring their significant other around the age of 29, because women start a decline around the age of 30, especially to 35. At 35, your body starts telling you at 35. At 35 is when geriatric pregnancy starts occurring, which it's not 100% sure, but it becomes more complicated. Pregnancy becomes more of a liability at 35. So that is literally your body telling you that we're on our way down, right? Boobs, things start sagging. Facial skin starts sagging, right? All of the attributes that make women high level desirable in the eyes of men, even the amount of children that you guys have at certain ages, it brings your decline rapidly. Now, men, on the other hand, did you see that Dr. Sebi was 70 years old and did a vertical jump on a desk? Men can still have children at 70 years old. Listen, men don't come into their financial strength until between the ages of 40 and 60. Our prime starts at around 45. So it's different for men and women. Do you agree?
That is true.
It's
I can also say this. When you look at my profile picture, how old do I look to you? Or go to my profile
I will do it with
and
no hesitation.
yes, go to my profile and let me know how old you think I am.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, don't tell me that I didn't even type anything. Here we go. Hold on, it's not. Oh, it's a dot right there. Okay. Got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Give me a second. There we go. Boom. Okay, that should be you right there.
Who said 30?
Okay, that is it. You don't even have a profile picture on your. Why don't you have a profile picture on your TikTok?
I do.
I know I see one here, but I don't see one over here. It says Takesha, but this is crazy. I've never seen this happen. And you have 73? No, you must have two accounts. Do you?
Yeah, I have two accounts. Yeah, so the one where you see the picture of me right now on your live, you click on that one.
Dot. There we go. There we go. Oh, you don't have any other pictures. Okay, I can barely see you. How old is that picture?
That's 2 years ago.
You are. You are. $35, something like that, around 35, something like that.
No.
35, 38.
You're off.
Okay, what is it then?
Wait. Okay, and so I just turned 45 this first week in November.
Okay, that's decent. On the scale
And
of
that
one.
picture is from 2 years ago.
Okay, so you don't even have a current picture up. So I'm actually pretty spot on. This is a 2-year-old picture, and I rated it at around 35, 37. That's actually pretty spot on. So let me ask you this. Why are you single?
I'm actually single now because I chose to be single because there's so much going on in the world. You know, we got men that want to be women. We got people that don't believe in God. Like so many reasons why, so many diseases why. You know, so it's kind of like a safety
Okay, so have you ever thought about
measurement at this
this?
point in time.
Have you ever thought about this? I had a man come up on the show yesterday talking about how terrible the quality of women are, and the conversation was, I don't believe it's justifiable to be calling women bitches and hoes because the caliber of women that I acquire, these are precious, precious women who, yeah. So when he was saying that there's not many good women, most of these women deserve to be called bitches and hoes. Well, I said to him what I will present to you now. That low quality of women, all of these low quality interactions, why do you have them and I don't? It means, according to your dating value, pretty much according to your dating value, that there's a likelihood that that's the pool that you have to pick from. Because a woman who carries herself a certain way, isn't overweight, doesn't have multiple children by multiple men, she can obtain the opposite of the men that you're talking about. Do you disagree with that? They will come looking for her.
I kind of disagree with that.
So you believe that a woman can be a high quality woman and only have options for low quality men?
I believe that women have options just in general. Like for instance, I see the age gap more and more now because it's all around me. And I see people dating whom they like and what they like. It's not like it was like back in the day where people had more authentic morals and boundaries and spiritual beliefs. Now people are all over the place.
Yeah, but why doesn't that affect Stacey Prince? Out of all of these hoes and harlots and promiscuous women that are around here, guess what, ma'am? I have not had, listen, I have not had anything short of godly experiences. The women that I have dated were sent from heaven. One of them, I wish I could have her back now.
Amen.
So if I'm experiencing this because I believe myself to be a valuable man, why aren't you experiencing the same results? It has to be how you're holding yourself, or it has to be your weight, or it has to be you're doing something wrong. It's not the men. You're doing something wrong. Now, what is it? What are you doing wrong?
I'm not single because I have to be single. I'm single because I choose to be single.
So let's do it like this.
I have options on the table. Like, given my age group and the way I look, not my age, I can date lower, I can date higher, but I just choose to be single. That's just my preference.
Okay, well, cam up. Turn your camera on. Because you gave us a 2-year-old picture. Let me see if you can stand on your dating value that you say you have these options. Let's see. So you like what you see. So you like, you better get a hold on me. So you like what you see. Somebody tell me who sings that. Somebody tell me who sings that. Hey, I need a couple of people on TikTok to hit us off with gifts. Let's get these comments back on. I need to interact with our people. I need a couple of people to hit us off with gifts. And I haven't had a Galaxy all day, people, and we've been dropping ether.
Okay, let me see. How do I turn my camera on here?
Hit the camera icon at the bottom.
Okay, I was trying to figure out how do I turn that on? Let's see here.
Okay. Who just sent the... I appreciate the gifts. Who just sent the lightning bolts? I think that was one of my regulars.
Okay, camera's on.
No, it's not.
Okay, how do I turn the camera on?
It should be a little camera icon down there at the bottom. You just hit the camera icon. There it is.
Okay, there I am.
Okay. So I have a question for you. Do you have any kids?
No kids.
Okay, I have a question. What would you rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 according to what you see most men are desirous of today?
I'm going to say roughly about maybe a 7.
Your average looking woman. Do you know why? Compare yourself to women who aren't average.
I never thought of that.
Yeah. Above average women, listen. Above average women are just that. I want to do this really quick. But I will say your demeanor is very pleasant.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That is definitely a plus. The dictionary definition for the word average: a number expressing the central or typical value in a set of data. Typical. That's what average is. Average is not bad at all. Average is by far not bad. And that's another issue that we have with women today. Women today think it is something to be average looking. Average looking is good. It is good. But you guys have been bamboozled and brainwashed like you got to be 10s and you got to be 8s. And no, the average person is not that. right? And here's the thing. I'm going to hit you with something. My question to you is this. Let me get rid of this. Booyah. Okay, my question to you is this. Tell me what you like in a man. If God could paint the perfect man in the palm of your hand right now, what are the qualities that you like in a man? Your type of man.
Hey, first off, godly man has to love God first. Financial stability.
Right.
Demeanor, his temperament, how he treats women,
Right.
whether he's respectful or not respectful. Career driven, goal oriented, and has all his how do you say has all his
mental faculties.
intellect in order. Like he doesn't have like leftover mental it's like he's not still suffering from whatever, but just someone that's trying to grow and better himself and knows what he wants out of life.
Right.
I'm not someone that's materialistic. That's just me. That's how I was raised. So someone that's overall spiritually, who just kind of know what he wants out of life.
Right.
Has made up his mind.
If I could snap my finger,
Protective, of
listen,
course.
if I could snap my finger right now and have that man, that very man that you just described in your inbox, and he was letting you know that he was interested in you, would you be open to entertaining him?
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm
hold on. I want you to know something. That proves that you're not single by choice. It simply means the caliber of man that you desire is either not in your proximity or not desirous of you. You just said if that man appeared in front of you today, you would be open to dating him. A woman who is single by choice, she does not care if Michael B. Jordan steps in front of her. I'm not dating right now. I don't care who you are. I said I'm not dating. What you're going through is the caliber of man that you desire has not presented himself to you yet.
I can kind of agree to that, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, even though I have options, but out of those options, I'm still kind of like...
Those options aren't the options that you consider to be quality men. Because the quality man we just described, you said that if he were to appear to you, you would be open to entertaining him, which lets us know that the options that you do have don't meet your bar of quality, right? My question to you is this. What are you doing to...
I can say that there are certain factors.
There are what?
I would say there's certain factors because, like I said earlier, there's so much going on in the dating pool. Like sometimes you have to deal with people that's married, to have children, things like that in the higher ranking age group. And so there's a lot that comes with trying to have options. And so, yeah.
What state do you live in?
Earlier. I'm currently in Texas. Just moved here.
Are you on any dating sites?
I was on one dating site like probably 7 months ago, but I kind of deactivated my account.
Why?
I just wasn't feeling the app no more.
So how are you going to bump into your man?
Getting out more.
Exactly. Dating apps are good because it's almost like throwing a Hail Mary. Something may just fall in your lap.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
You should be on around at the bare minimum 2 dating apps, but if you have the capacity to do it, you should be on 3. It increases your odds. And what's the oldest age what's the age limit that you're willing to date in a man?
Since I'm 45, my age group, I would say 45, 47.
Dynamite. I appreciate it. You said what?
Around 45, 47.
And you are what? 45, 40? What'd you say?
45. Just turned 45.
Okay, you should be open to dating a man who's 55
Okay.
because he's going to
That's
be
not out of the question either.
right because he's going to be more mature minded. He may still be a butthole or have some of those bad man characteristics, but at your age, what your number one focus needs to be is acquiring you a life partner, someone who is going to be there and see you through the toughest times that life brings all of us. That's what you need. And I want you to be, do you do well for yourself financially?
I do own my own company. Yes.
Okay. Well, I want you to be open to dating a man who doesn't do as good as you either. Because I tell people this. There are some amazing, amazing men. Like women went on this feminism movement, and even when they got their education, there's studies behind this. Once women attained certain degrees of education and things like that, they started being high and mighty. They started looking down on average men. I don't know if you were here, but a woman had the gall. She said it earlier, right? And what that did was it caused you guys to put great levels of distance between you and the men who are actually the best men to date. It's not the men who make 7 figures a year who are the good men to date. It's not the men who make 6 figures a year who are the best men to date. It is the average Joe who has experienced how hard life can be on us sometimes, who has been humbled by life, right? It's the man who you guys are looking down on. Those are the best men who will really be able to genuinely appreciate the benefit that you brought into his life and cause him to be more apt to being loyal to you throughout this thing called life. If I was a woman, I would put you guys to shame. I would put you guys to shame. I would have me a man inside of 30 days because I would humble myself. I would humble myself and I would acknowledge that what we are put here to do is experience life together. We weren't necessarily put here to have couples Bentleys. We weren't put here to have couples Ferraris. We were put here to have somebody to become a part of our lives and for both of us to create the best possible outcome for two people's lives in the later years of our lives, when things kind of start going downhill, when life starts throwing curveballs at us, when the doctor starts saying he feels a lump in your breast, when the doctor starts telling a man he needs 3 toes cut off. This is when we need somebody. But now if you wait till a boob or 2 has had to get cut off, or 3 of your toes have had to get cut off, it's going to be 4 times as hard for you to get a decent man, because the dating market is cruel. The dating market doesn't speak politely to you. The dating market would tell you, no, you probably not going to get a man. You listen, you sitting over here with 7 toes. You're not going to get, listen, both your breasts been moved. The odds are you're not going to get a good man. That's how the dating market talks to you. So you know what the best thing to do is? Get that man before any of these things even come up on you, which they won't come up on you, but I'm just saying, right? Get that man when he can look at you and appreciate you, when he can look at you and say, that's mine right there. But you have to be open to looking at an average man with the humility in you to say, that's mine right there. The best men on the planet are average men. I'm going to tell you, if a man who cuts the yards in your neighborhood, he may not be rich, but he handles his business. That man shows up in that neighborhood every week, and he's loyal to those people. He cuts their yard every week on time, like he says he's going to be there. That man is better than most millionaires.
Absolutely. I definitely agree.
So I want you to be open to that. I want you to listen, make sure that he talks good. You know what I mean? Do you have a man in your life? Is your father alive?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a relationship with your father?
I do. I talk to him like every week, every single week.
Okay. So does your father still have his bearings together? Like, you can have a conversation with him. Like if you introduced a man to your father could like have a conversation with him.
Oh, yes. I grew up with him. He was very overprotective. So, yes, he's still that way.
Okay. So this is the most important part. This is the most important part. That man that comes into your life, you may see him at the supermarket. See, and I want you to also look at things like this. A man who doesn't necessarily look like he has what you desire in men, if you're as good of a woman as you claim to be, you should be able to help him become the man that you know he can be, the man that you desire in a man, with simple, subtle suggestions. Babe, let's go. I saw these. They're not expensive, but babe, I saw these like $26 pair of loafers. I think you would look fine in those. Right? $26. We invest in hair weave and the fingernails and all of that stuff, but won't invest in a life partner. It's
Absolutely.
crazy.
Yes.
Spend thousands of dollars on hair weave and stuff, but don't have the selflessness in you to take a man like Charlie Wilson, who another woman of a different race saw what he could be. She met him at the recovery clinic, and those people are married to this day. Now she has the Charlie that everybody wanted because she saw something in him when he was the Charlie that all of these so-called black women didn't want. I bet you they'll take him now. Stock markets. Listen, before you go, I want to say this to you. Do you know how hard it would be for you to buy stocks of Facebook right now, buy stocks of Google? But you know when it would have been easy for you to get those stocks in Google or Facebook for cheap? When people didn't believe in it? When it was just a concept, something that they were saying that they were going to put together, when it just had the skeleton put together, when it had some of the facial features. It wasn't popping strong yet, but there was some signs of potential. You could have gotten that stock back then for less than $1. You try to get that stock today when it has turned into the masterpiece that it is now, right?
Absolutely.
See, it's best to get things at the ground floor investment when you see something in it that a lot of these sedity women say that, and I don't want no build-a-bob. But have you ever noticed all of those women who say they don't want to build-a-bob, they're chronically single for years.
That's so true.
Which lets you know that their beliefs and their ideologies probably aren't the right beliefs and ideologies.
That's true.
So what I want you to do is I want you to be open-minded. And listen, I want you to do this too. Do you go to little lounges and things like that?
Occasionally, yes.
Okay. If you see a man who piques your interest, I don't want you to be going at a man who looks like he makes over $100,000 a year. I want you to be focused on a decent man. A decent man.
Hard working, yes.
He doesn't have to be Superman. I'm talking about a decent man. If you see that man sitting at that bar, say, bartender, if you don't mind, what is it that he's drinking? Can you send him another one of those over there on me? You may say that that's not traditional. Well, we don't necessarily live in traditional times anymore. So with this modern world that we live in, a lot of the movements have to be translated over into this modern world too. Any woman who would say, girl, he trying to get you to bow down to him. And guess what? You put these exercises into motion and you will be on your 5th year of marriage while those same women are still telling other women, girl, he trying to get you to settle. Got any questions?
I agree. I agree with a lot of what you said because a lot of my, how can I say, my friends, they got married in their 20s while they were in college, coming out of college, and now that they're in their 40s, they're kind of like divorced. They're mad. They're upset because
This is
they
what
didn't
I'm
give
telling
themselves
you.
time to grow and develop, and so I'm hearing all these conversations. And they're like mad at me because I'm still walking around single with my Bible, going to the mall, enjoying my free time,
Keep doing
without
that.
kids and things like that, just living life.
Keep doing that.
And I think they secretly hate me.
We've done shows on that. Listen, women who know that they've messed up their dating value, they only want to be around women who has done more damage to their lives than those women have. Because if you've done more damage to your life, it can make me feel better about myself. But if you don't have 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 men, when every time we around you, we feel a little intimidated by you because, listen, the truth of the matter is, your dating value is higher than theirs. No one wants to say it out loud, but you didn't make the mistakes that they made, and it's intimidating. They really don't like you, to be honest.
That's true. I feel that.
You better go with your gut feelings.
Conversations when they tell me, yes, my godly instinct, yes.
What I want
you know, the other thing I noticed too was what's that? Sorry. The other thing I noticed too was during the conversation, they were like fuming with hate because their mindset was like, I wish I had waited. I wish I had chosen better. Now I'm stuck here in my 40s or 50s with kids.
Yep.
And I'm a single mom, and they got so many, and it's from both men and women. But I'm like, wow, I'm just sitting here like, I'm single, no kids. I really want to go to the mall right now and have my favorite ice cream, but now I'm stuck here having to talk to you about something we have nothing in common.
Right.
So I feel kind of out of place because of that.
You are out of place, and you would do well to acknowledge that. There's nothing wrong with it. It simply means that you are actually in the wrong circle, to be honest. They say you are the equal of your 5 closest associates. Well, those women who have made those mistakes, it doesn't make them bad people, but it does suggest that you are not of the same cloth as these women. And what you need to do is get out there and start mingling with other women who are more like you.
Absolutely. That's what I just started doing.
All right. I want you to, if you encounter a man and you guys start seeing each other for like 2-3 weeks, things like that, and you guys start going out on a date, when you sense that this thing has the potential to become something serious, that is when I want you to introduce that man to your father. He needs to be introduced to your father at least 3 times, even if you have to pay for those 2 to go out together. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you have to pay for them 2 to go out for a meal, because your father needs to have a conversation with him, because men can lie to women, but it's difficult for men to lie to men. Your father will be able to pick that man apart.
That is true.
Just in a short conversation, your father will be able to pick that man apart and tell you everything that you need to know about that man. All right, I appreciate you coming up.
Very protective when I was growing up, so yes.
If you ever think you need to, you can go to the link in my bio on my website, and you can schedule a one-on-one session. Just stay doing what you're doing so far. And if things get serious, get on about 2 to 3 dating sites, because, it allows opportunity to, be more in your favor, right? And when you bump into that person, once it starts getting serious, and don't be sharing your body with that man until it starts getting serious, right?
Absolutely.
Talk to your dad and things like that, all right? I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
You
Bye.
take care. Why is that daggone song stuck in my head? So you like Bahama Mama. What you see? YouTube, we have 1 super chat over here. You guys want to keep the show going? We need to meet our nightly minimum, people. A $50 nightly minimum. It only takes 4 people, $10. 8 people, $5. Sunflower, I appreciate your support, sweetie. Let's go, YouTube. Let's get this thing going if we're going to keep it going. Nessie said that was the jam. DTG in the building, always supporting the TikTok. E now definitely in the building. Look, Sydney said she was different. Yeah, Kamani, you're right. Dad, brother, cousin, uncle. I agree with that. You're right. You're right. What was her name? What was her name? If you're still listening, yeah, the brother is right. It could be your dad. It could be your brother, your uncle, somebody. I prefer that it wasn't a friend because, you know, it can't be anybody who may secretly be attracted to you because they'll give you bad information just so that you can't go off into the sunset with this guy and ruin his chances with you, right? So it needs to be a dad, brother, cousin, uncle, something like that. That's Earth, Wind, and Fire? Dr. K up in this situation. YouTube, where are the show supporters at? Let's go, people. Show love to the show if you rock with us. Listen, my people down here setting it off up in this mother. Marketing and media definitely in the building. Showing some love in this situation. Everything's good, Dr. K. Everything's good. Listen, I'm going to tell you ladies something. I want to say this to you guys. Whew. God plus girl up in this situation showing support on TikTok. I like that. God plus girl. DY is definitely in the building. Listen, I want to tell you ladies something. Check this out. We'll do it like this. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. I'm going to ask the men a question. I'm going to do this, ladies, in a way where you won't be able to say, they're just agreeing with Stacy. I want you guys to type in the comments what caliber of woman we think a woman who wears the long eyelashes is. The women who wear all of the hair weave and things. The women who wear the long ratchet fingernails and things. The women who are cluttered in makeup, things like that, right? I want you to type down in the comments what caliber of women men typically think women who look like that are. Look, I didn't even get it out of my mouth. I didn't even get it out of my mouth good. Look down in those comments. Look down in those comments. I couldn't have hypnotized these men to say what I want them to say. These men are telling you the truth about how men feel. So my point in bringing that up is this. Those of you women who are running around littered in makeup, the insane eyelashes. Look, my bro Joe kicked the door down and said, harlots. Now that's on a completely separate platform than this one over here. You don't have to listen to men though. You don't have to. You can keep on acting like what we say doesn't matter. But as you can see, ladies, listen, as you can see, men won't play it.
Don't want no old washed up ass bitch, man. What nigga don't want a young hoe, man? Huh? You don't like it, eat my dick, man. Straight up. You hear me? The fuck? What nigga wants something that been, you heard me? Don't nobody go, man, nigga have emotion. We ain't going to the used car line, man. What the fuck? But see, that be, there don't be nothing but that washed up shit on that, like, man, hey, bitch, yeah. Nigga, damn near, yeah. Nigga old enough to be your daddy, yeah. Of course. Yeah, nigga want some, yeah. The fuck? Got more sense than, hey. Got sense enough to know how to live.
By the power vested in me, it is with delight and honor to pronounce you husband and wife. What God has joined together, let no one separate. Parents, you may now kiss your bride.
Listen, y'all can keep acting like y'all don't have to listen to us. And listen, it doesn't matter to us. Because look at here. I said, look at here. Terrence J, 41, faces criticism after proposing to his 25-year-old girlfriend. And as you saw in the video prior, it's no longer a proposal. They're married as of last week, right? Men will no longer allow you to shame them about age gap dating, because along with the terms that you guys created, body shaming, body positivity, GAY shaming, things like that, well, it also opened the door for us to not have to be susceptible to age gap dating. So you don't have to listen to us, but what I am telling you guys is this. Those of you who wear those long lashes, who have the long fingernails, right, and who are littered in makeup, you can be a good girl. But when we see you, we think something else. And that's how we're going to approach you. Some of us, those of us who are looking for a serious woman, we won't even approach you because you look like all of the other women who we know are 304s, who are getting busted down, who have multiple children by multiple men. So basically, you are in a society of Christians wearing a mask dressed up like a bank robber. Right? You don't have to listen to me. It doesn't matter to men. Men have exponential options, and most of you have already surpassed the age of 35. So your options are even more strenuous, right? The only option you have left is to listen to what we say. You don't even have any other options. You don't have any other options. Well, I take that back. I apologize. We try to be as accurate with our information as we can. You do have other options.
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Welcome to Death Row.
I'm telling you, y'all, but y'all, listen, you know, it's actually crazy that men come up here and give cheat codes. The men who are the imagine the teachers standing up at school, pointing at certain students saying, I'll give you the answers. I'll give you the answers. Nah, she on some BS. She thinks she know everything. Look at how she dressed. She sassy. That's you. Crazy work. Crazy work. Sunflower says you speak the truth about life and make sense. My girl. Look, Sweet said and still won't listen. See, and this is what I'm telling you guys. When we see down in those comments, when we know that we're up here giving information that has been researched, has a proven track record of yielding results, but you're down there arguing, we look at you like you're lunatics. And in some cases, we say, I should jump in her DM. I know her top is fire. We look at you like actual objects because we believe that you're not good for anything else. When you can't acknowledge simple, elementary information, you buck against things that can be researched. I'll be honest, I can't speak for everybody. It turns me on a little bit. It turns me on. It's almost an aphrodisiac for a man to encounter a woman who has presented herself to him as of kind of little value, because we believe she shouldn't be offended if I just pump and dump. Those are assets right there. You know, men are selfless creatures. We are actually good people. We don't like hurting women. So it's often kind of exy to us when we encounter a woman who we believe probably even she knows she doesn't deserve anything more than a pump and dump. So when I pump and dump her, she shouldn't be offended. I don't even have to have it on my conscience that I hurt her or treated her bad. Because some of the way we hear some of you talking, it substantiates to us that that's all that you're good for. You can't adhere to information that sounds nowhere near bad information. It sounds like good information. It's articulated well, and you don't get it. You still arguing. You down there calling us sassy. It's worthy of an erection. It's worthy of an erection. It means if I could get a hold to you, I could just really treat you like, hey, can I come pick you up, shorty? And, you know, the fantasy of getting some top in the car and not having to pretend that I want to hang out with you and things of that nature. I could just, you know, I won't feel bad about knocking the top of your head off with the infamous belt buckle jingle. Right? I keep telling you guys, you get treated according to how you present yourself to the dating market. It's not that men ain't shit. That's not what it is. It's definitely not what it is. It's not that there ain't no good men. It's that the way you're presenting yourself to the dating market is applying a discount price to you. That's exactly what's happening. You think that you're walking around amongst hundreds of thousands of people a year, right? I think we cross paths with roughly around 50,000 people a year, right? Let's cut it in half for the opposite SEX. You're crossing paths with around, let's say, 25 to 30,000 people a year. And there's nothing about you that compelled even one of them to say, I see so much value in you that I want to portray the type of behavior towards you that lets you know I don't want nobody else having access to you. You can't make one feel like that, not one. That's when we know there's a you problem. It's not men ain't shit. It's you. Hey, real talk. Listen, my bro said 200 on the nightstand. See, listen, it may sound mean, but that didn't come from my brother Ether. That didn't come from Stacey Prince. That did not come from the late, great Kevin Samuels. I keep telling you, the voice that you guys often hear that you perceive to be harsh, and you want to wish death upon Stacey Prince, you want to wish death upon Kevin Samuels, it's not our voices that you're hearing with this harsh information. It's the dating market speaking to you. That's the voice that's saying and portraying all of the things that you take so offensive. The dating market does not care about you. The dating market is more than fair. The dating market is more than fair. It doesn't show any bias. It doesn't show any favoritism. If you come with one leg, the dating market is going to tell you that in order for you to have a life partner, you're likely going to have done well for yourself, decent for yourself financially throughout life before that incident happened. And therefore, you're going to have to get a man and make his life a little bit easier. I don't want to say pay for him, but yeah. Is that fair? Is that harsh? No, it's the dating market. Shout out to Larry Love in this situation with the $5 Cash App. My brother been rocking with us since he been rocking with us. I appreciate my people. You guys need to listen. You guys need to stop pointing fingers at us. We are not doing anything to you. The late, great Kevin Samuels has not done anything to you. The only thing that we're doing is we're passing on messages that the dating market told us to give to you. The reason that we know that is because when we bring you guys up here and I tell you, name something that I've said that is a lie. You can't, because it's not my information. This is historical data that has already proven certain outcomes. We know what happens typically when a girl wants to go out there and give her poontang up without any condoms. there will typically, for the most part, eventually be a little cluster of bumps, right? On the right-hand side of that little piece of meat called a clitoringus that, is attached to her vahuhu, right? Or close to her vahuhu. There will be a cluster of bumps. It'll be red, right? Certain times of the month. I don't know. Once every month, once every 3 months. I don't know. That thing will get the burning, itching, and stinging, and you'll be trying to resist scratching down there because the first time you had an outbreak and you scratched it, those little bumps that you could see the yellow film and the yellow fluid atop of the bumps, you scratched a little too hard and you busted some of the bumps, and now the rest of the period of time that until that thing heals, you're walking around in torment, or you'll end up with 3 or 4 bastard babies, right? Your life won't be the same. You'll end up having to tell all of your favorite girlfriends, girl, I wish I could, but I can't. I got the kids, but bring me something back from Jamaica. Right? See, a lot of these things that you hear us say, they're not guesses. These aren't hypotheses. These things have proven track records of outcomes. And it is likewise with the opposite. It is likewise with the opposite. If you maintain your chastity, if you keep your vahuhu under wraps, if you make sure that you don't have multiple children by multiple different men, if you do all of the things that erase certain dysfunction and damages off of you and try to implement exercises of becoming a more feminine, a more friendly, a more fit woman, history has dictated and proven to us you will have options that the women who didn't move how you were moving will not have. Right? This is simple. But instead of doing the work, you guys like to say, he's sassy. I know. But what you should hate to hear more than the information, right, is the infamous belt buckle jingle. Right? You should fear that more than you fear the information that, if executed, will likely prevent you from having to get knocked upside your head with the infamous belt buckle jingle. For those of you who don't know what the infamous belt buckle jingle is, the infamous belt buckle jingle is when a man is on top of a woman and he has already identified her as a lower quality woman due to various factors. She may have multiple children by multiple men. She may be overweight. She may be very unattractive. She may be too ghetto, right? She may have a reputation. Because this man has taken all of those things into consideration and established and evaluated you at a value proposition of low quality woman, the moment that man busts his baby batter off in your belly button and releases, you don't hear, babe, where the remote control at? Let's lay up and watch a movie. No, you don't hear that. He doesn't roll and put the back of his arm around the back of your neck. He doesn't roll over and kiss your lips. He doesn't say, babe, let's go grab something to eat. No. He doesn't say any of those things to you. Because that man has already deemed you a low-value woman, the first thing that you hear is the infamous belt buckle jingle. That man reaching for his pants, signaling his exit. Or, if you don't get hit with that because he had jogging pants on at the time, you get hit with this. Oh, shit, shorty, what you about to get into? That is when a man is letting you know that what he saw as the most valuable thing in you, he's already gotten it. And now it's time to go because he sees no other tremendous level of value in you due to all that you have done to yourself over the course of years. Right? Right? You don't have to listen to us. You don't have to listen to us. But you will listen and execute the information, or you could simply bow down to
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Welcome to Death Row.
one of a couple of things is going to happen in your lives, ladies. And it's simply up to you what it is. How your life turns out is predicated upon the decisions that you make, how you feel about yourself, the value that you believe you have, right? Anything outside of that is a Hail Mary. It's a Hail Mary. And Hail Marys are unpredictable, which is why they're called Hail Marys. They're uncertain. They are hopes, is what they are. Come on up here, Picasso. Come on up. Come on up, Picasso. Come on up. Get on up. Get on up. Why are all of these old school jams popping up in my head today? Salute to Ant Pratt. Keep on evolving, good brother. Keep on evolving. Picasso, why are you still typing down in the comments? I sent you an invite. How about that? That's what I thought. Six said, bow down to what's greater than you. That's real. I ain't heard those terms in a long time. Dr. K said, or she has the claps or trichomonia. But that's real. Yeah, Dr. K said that's funny because they put themselves on the clearance rack. It's not up to anybody else but you. You can even be born unattractive looking and still maintain a decent value metric. Losing the weight, being polite, being nice, being feminine, that'll take your dating value through the roof. All right, give me a couple of more people up here. If Ant said, I wish I knew how to make content. Everybody think I'm nothing more than who I've ever been. And that is why they say you are the equal of your 5 closest associates, right? I went down too. Guess what I did as soon as I got out? I switched my entire environment and moved 2,000 miles away from everything that I was comfortable with. I established a new network. I established a new understanding, different friends. I got on meetup.com before I ever even came out here. And I started joining groups and talking to certain people. And by the time I landed in California, I already knew a couple of people. Meetup.com, I went to a couple of happy hours, locked in with some other tech entrepreneurs and things like that. And that is how you end up having the phone numbers of people who, even if when you're just bored, hey, Craig, what's going on, man? Right? You have to remove yourself from the state that you're from. Said I'm on parole. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You need to talk to your parole. You need to set something up in another state where there's an opportunity, some type of opportunity, and reach out to those people and let them know that you need some type of reference to let your parole officer know that if you move to that state that you would have gainful employment, because it is imperative that people get out of the state. And I'm not even just talking about people who have been in trouble. It is very imperative that people move. Anyone who wants to do better, it is imperative that you move. I don't mean out of the city. I mean out of the state that you're from. Because when you get to another state, your back is going to be against the wall because Granny don't live around the corner anymore. If you're irresponsible with your money and you get evicted, you can't go sleep on Granny's couch. When you are in a different state, you really have to make the best decisions for yourself or things get bad. It throws you into the fire and forces you to have to become the man that is really in you. It forces you to reach down inside of yourself and wake that ninja up. Like, wake up, ninja. We in trouble now. We got to, hey, wake up. I appreciate it, Sweets. Appreciate it, Unitas. Yeah, right, nigga. I always answer your calls. Stop playing. All right, if nobody has any more questions or disagreements, we're about to wrap it up. Those of you who want one-on-one sessions, you can go down into my TikTok profile, hit the LinkedIn, and you can schedule a session with me, 1 hour session, if you need more information than the information you get up here. Again, it is go to my TikTok profile, or it's on my YouTube profile, whatever. Click the link tree. You can schedule a session. What question? See no daggone question. She must not be talking to me. She's talking to somebody else, right? Truth of the matter said, I guess you're not going to answer my question. You did not type a question. I don't believe. I don't believe. You might think you typed the question, but you did not. You might think you typed the question, but you did not. All right, people, if we are nothing else, we are out of here.